So the animal frolics, you've all probably done them with us before, but just by way of introduction, we learned these from Bataan, our old teacher, and we've kind of made them our own by focusing on the things we think are important in Tai Chi movement and principles. So that's what we focus with. So the first one is the bear, and you stand a comfortable distance apart, turning side to side, letting everything relax. And remember to breathe. Let the breath come from the belly. If you twist, you'll cut off your breathing. So let the breathing help you stay focused in the dantian and keeping the movement so that it's driven from the hips, not the shoulders.
The primary motion here is turning. The weight will shift as a result of that, but think about turning the waist more than shifting the weight. So as I turn towards the left, more weight ends in my left leg. As I turn towards the right, more weight ends up in my right leg. But what I'm doing is the turning back and forth.
Make sure you relax your knees and keep your feet connected to the ground. If you feel one of your 3 points of the tripod getting pulled away, then that's a sign that you're turning further than you can stay rooted. So ball behind the big toe, ball behind the little toe, and the heel. All 3 should be in contact. The arms just follow along.
And just let yourself relax. Every time you turn, whole body is softer.
Notice if you're holding your breath. Let go. Keep breathing. And 1,
298, 299, 300. We're just going to do these each for a couple minutes. Help everybody remember how to do them, and you can practice along with us, but do them more on your own. So next one up is the tiger. And we use the tiger primarily for working on separating of the weight, emptying full and nimble footwork. So as you do this, you're going to start with your feet in the V, and we're going to move to the 2 sides. Step to the left, let the rear foot come in, shift the weight back, open your claws, and then revert to the V. Step to the right, rear foot comes halfway, shift the weight into the back, open your claws. Feel this rounded feeling in the arms, and then a motion through the arms as you open the claws. Try to get the weight shifts totally crisp. I step out empty, I put all my weight there immediately, I shift to the back foot 100%. So let this stepping and moving happen without perturbing yourself.
one of the reasons you want to keep resetting to the V is so that you have your feet at an offset of angles when you take the steps.
So they're not parallel.
So follow the V with your first step and bring the other foot in naturally behind it. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, it's probably because you're pointing both feet in the same direction. And for bonus points, when you open your claws and change feet, feel like the energy continues to go forward rather than having it rock backward because you've changed feet.
Like I just did. Continuing forward, forward, and back. See if you can do the continuing forward. Body goes forward, energy goes forward. And once more on each side.
Okay, next up is the monkey. So the monkey has an elongation that runs through the body. When you start, put out one foot and the opposite hand so that you'll have cross balance through this. Sit down, come up with the front leg, and reach, grab the peach. You know monkey likes to steal the peaches of immortality, so that's what we're doing here. Look out and grab your peach. You can also bring your leg up if you want. Whatever you do, try to make sure that you've got coordination so that everything arrives together.
And let the lifting of the leg be a natural part of the whole motion, rather than a separate thing you do at the end. How far up the leg comes doesn't matter. And if it just comes in and touches, that's great. Keep yourself balanced, not struggling to avoid falling over. If the leg comes off the ground, great. If it doesn't, no problem.
And as you know, all Tai Chi movement starts by letting go. So rather than stepping out first, sit down. Let yourself come up the front leg. That peels the back foot off the ground and leads it wherever you're going to put it, either if the knee comes up or not. Avoid launching from the back foot. That will feel very different and disconnect you from the ground.
So you sit down, shift underground, come up the front leg, let that play out into the catching of the peach. Step, sit down, shift underground, up the front leg, let that play out.
And the best way to keep your balance is to, in addition to shifting underground, is to put your awareness out where your invisible peach is and just let your body organize around it. And one more round.
And next up is the gentle and tender deer. So the deer really lets you work on your 70-30s, your bow stances. So as you're doing the deer, go ahead and each time try to get that 70-30 just right. So you shift the weight in one foot, you put your other foot forward and slightly to the side. Make sure the toes point exactly straight ahead. There's a real tendency in the deer for people to end up going so to the corner already. Start with the toes pointed straight ahead. There's width between the feet, there's length forward and back, and the rear heel stays connected to the ground. As soon as you put the antlers in, there's a tendency for the rear heel to get lost. So while you're doing this, feel you gather into the rear foot, comes out of the rear foot through the body, all the way to the fingers and beyond, and bring everything back. We sometimes do this shifting in and out on the same side, but today we're just going to go for broke and just come from one to the other. So feel the motion come from the rear foot through the body all the way to the fingers. Notice that my waist turns a little further than square. It's past square, so that's part of why it's important that the front foot be pointed straight ahead, so you know where the corners are. And just let this unfold as it comes through you. The gentle and tender deer with its little deer smile. So let yourself enjoy this motion. And let yourself have a little deer smile.
And it's like a wave comes through you from the back foot all the way out past your fingertips. Or a flower that's unfurling. So there's a gather, and then let it play out through the whole body. And when you reach the final position, you want your arms to still be with your body. So it's not that your arms are going somewhere, it's that your body puts them there. And this is one of those fundamental Tai Chi movement aspects. And so every time you do this, really feeling that your arms are connected and just following the motion is really critical. That's how your arms get there, is from the bottom out.
Each time more relaxed, each time feeling the whole body, each time aligned so that there isn't any tension. Attempt to breathe in as you come forward, and breathe out as you come back. The most important thing is to keep breathing naturally. Don't try to force the breath, just let it happen. And once more on each side.
Okay, the last animal is the crane. So, you all know the shape we make when we do single whip. Well, we're going to do it on both hands. And the crane, like all the other movement, starts by giving in, put your foot out, come up the front leg, let that motion play out through the body. Open your wings, close them, go down through the front leg till the back foot is ready to receive you. Everything opens and expands. Everything returns to focus in the center. So your breath, your mind, your body, everything follows this movement. Expansive, filling the room, focusing back into your center. Again, be careful not to launch off your back foot, and don't pull your wings too far. Let it stay soft and comfortable across the front. And you can also play around with this a little bit and feel more crane-like if you want. But try and make sure that everything stays soft and relaxed and coordinated, that it all moves together. When your arms stop moving, your knee stops moving.
Body opens, the breath comes in, the awareness expands, the body closes, the breath goes out, the awareness focuses in the center. Everything opening together, everything closing together.
One last round.